Hello, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition Chronicle Vancouver by Night Delve into Darkness. As a warning, this is a mature game and explores some dark and troubling themes. These may include body horror, gore, violence, loss of character agency, gaslighting, mind control, and many others. Our players have discussed consent and boundaries, and we collectively avoid situations that may be triggering. If anyone in the game gets uncomfortable, they can let me know by using yellow and red cards in our private chat. We've got a Zoom call open. They can just pop it in there. If you as a viewer ever feel uncomfortable or triggered, please pause and step away. Our streams are going to be available on YouTube after the game, so you can always come back to an episode if you feel ready, or skip ahead to the next one. First, I would like to thank our sponsor, Mikhail Artoria of Artoria Designs, who creates these beautiful dice boxes. They've got little leather parts on the top that you can use as a rolling tray if you want. Ooh, I'm keeping that roll. And all of the information for Mikhail will be in the chat. I'll pop up the Instagram link, so go over there and bother them and get them to make you some cool shit. And Martlet Games. Martlet Games is a collective of TTRPG veterans ready to work for you. From actual play production to tabletop game development, they're a one-stop shop for all your creative needs. Investing in World of Darkness streaming community helps keep channels like this one online and thriving. And they greatly appreciate any help you can give them on their Patreon or various media platforms. And from what I hear, they have finished a book recently about the circulatory system. So you can find that on the Storyteller's Vault, which is quite good from what I hear. And Dogmite Games. Dogmite Games is the best gaming company you've never heard of. They combine craftsmanship with artistry to create truly unique pieces of functional art for your games. From dice boxes and rolling trays like this one, to fully sculpted Valhalla screens for GMs. Each piece is created on site in their workshop in Michigan by a devoted team of craftsmen, and Gangrel's still the best clan. If you disagree, that's your own problem. I'm just saying. In Requiem, Gangrel was one of the clans that came over. There wasn't any Brujah. That's all I'm saying. Or Toreador. And Adventure Dice. Adventure Dice is your Canadian source for dice, role-playing game accessories, and other tabletop gaming goodies. Many of the items on their site are handcrafted in beautiful British Columbia, Canada, which is where some of the people who you see on screen are filming from. They're a husband and wife team who want to share their love for tabletop gaming with the world. Between the two of them, they've been playing role-playing games for 40 years, and they love telling stories. They're dedicated to creating gaming spaces that are safe, accessible, and welcoming to everyone. So go and check them out. I'll have the link up there in the chat. It may even refresh every couple of minutes as well. So go check them out, buy some dice or some gaming accessories. And now it's time to introduce our vampires. Starting up here with Joanna.
Hello, my name is Joanna. My pronouns are she, her, and I will be playing Abigail, the techie Tremere for you today. Also she, her, and she is so excited about telling Jude about all the wonderful things they did last game.
Kind of trailed off a little bit there at the end. That's all I'm saying. And Joe.
Hey everybody, my name is Joe, better known as DJ Torador, Nolafang on Twitter, and I'm playing Baron of Surrey. Both of us, he, him, and he is excited to see Jude and tell how he danced the night away with Anya and saw Jaw, measured dicks, and as it's known, Baron's bigger. So, yeah.
Mike.
Hi, Mike, he, him. I will be playing Mordecai, Vamp Daddy, he, him.
And Sarah.
So when I go away, that's when you get thirsty. Okay, great. Hi, my name is Sarah. I'll be playing Prince Jude Duncan of Clan Tremere, she, her, for both of us. And I can't wait to see what the naughty coterie got up to in my absence. I heard there was dancing. So,
And last but certainly not least, over here to my left, your left as well, I think. I don't know, Cliff.
Happy Time Zone viewers, my name is Cliff. Tonight I'll be playing Duran Giovanni. Both of our pronouns are he, him, and I don't know these people. This is the first time that I have met them, officer. I was just in the area and got swept up with it. I'm taking notes and I still haven't quite figured out what the heck is going on. But yeah, we'll roll with it.
And this guy is Storyteller Steve. So, I don't want to ruin the surprise. So, if you're just tuning in as a viewer and you didn't see last week's episode, go over here to the YouTube, check it out, because Jude wasn't here last game, but now she is. So, I'm just going to let them reveal everything. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So, this being a new evening, I'm going to get a rouse check from everyone. Thumbs down for Abigail, thumbs down for Jude, thumbs down for Duran, thumbs up for Vincent, and thumbs up for Mordecai. See, I love it when it does this. It's like it makes a pattern. Now it's the pattern of the L of the players that are over on my left-hand side. So, let's go Duran. Duran, you wake up, kind of readjust yourself. Wasn't any problems with sleeping. It's not like a human thing. It's not a mortal thing where you wake up and your arm's asleep because you slept on it wrong. It just everything seems to go back to the way it was and working the way it was the night before, with the notable exception of the fact that you can hear a voice in your head. Duran?
I really need to see about a therapist.
Yes, you do. Also, you should probably eat something or someone.
I can't figure out if this is me talking with me, leftover angst from my sire, or somehow my stomach has grown a voice.
You don't.
You seem to be very focused on eating.
Yeah, you
Is
don't.
this how you
know.
drown your pains and emotional agonies?
No.
I mean, I have been reading recently that eating one's emotions and feelings is not good. Now, I would much rather eat someone else's emotions and feelings, and generally they are feeling a lot and emoting when I am eating.
You do realize that I'm you, right?
See, but we can pretend for a moment that I could perhaps open up my skull and fish you out with an ice cream scoop. The problem is, the next night you would be back.
All depends on how much you scoop.
You may have a point there. I may have to speak with a family physician and see what can be done. Or perhaps copious quantities of Valium and Ativan in the blood of my next dessert.
Yeah, I mean, whatever works. And that's the last you hear about that. Jude, welcome back.
Thank you.
You hear upon waking, hey.
Hello.
You should probably eat something.
Yeah. I'll get around to it. Storyteller, where is Jude back at the Chantry or
Jude could be wherever you decided to have Jude sleep the night before. Probably back at the Chantry, I would say.
Okay, I just wanted to know for logistical reasons. So Jude says, is there any chance that you are still, alive in the sense, and that I just don't know it, that I just assumed you were destroyed, yet somehow you are not.
It's exceptionally disappointing that you stopped looking.
I guess this is one of those, like, it feels worse than you being mad. Being disappointed is worse. So I don't know what to tell you. I have my own life to live. I had to move on.
You should still probably eat.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's safe to start digging into all of that again. It's barely been like a year or two. I don't know what the SI is doing in Milwaukee right now.
That's understandable. Still a disappointment.
Noted.
And that's the last you hear about that. Abigail. Abigail.
Yes. La 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 3.1415965358979332. Am I going on or is the beast going away?
The beast is waiting for you to pretend to stop counting in your head. So you stop.
Maybe.
You should eat something, Abigail.
No. I'm working. I'll eat. Don't worry. I will eat later. I will make sure that you are happy and satisfied with your rich folk or whatever. I don't know. But you need to let me work first.
You should probably eat first.
Maybe. I'll think about it. Do you want me to start reciting pie again?
No.
Then go away, please.
No.
Abigail just goes silent.
And that's the last you hear about that. So, we'll do a quick fast forward. I'm assuming you were all planning on meeting at the Elysium this evening? Or at whatever communal area you so choose.
I think Elysium makes sense, especially if Jude wasn't around like the past night or however many nights have elapsed. So I think it'd probably stand to reason that they'd meet at Elysium rather than Sandwich or somewhere else.
All right. So everybody goes to the secret elevators. There's the standard kind of discussion with Frank on the way in. Frank still gives Vincent the finger guns, like,
Hey, Frank.
hmm.
Here, I got you some new ones.
Wow. So you just add that to the pile.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Then there's the standard swiping, going down the elevator, et cetera, et cetera. And everybody's kind of meeting in the communal area. Well, the Prince's Council room, as opposed to just the communal area that it's downstairs. I'll let you all take it away from there.
Yeah, so Jude would have been just like in that room, like with the door closed or whatever. So like nobody could like come in and start, whoever might have been at the Elysium outside of the coterie, so that they wouldn't like come in and bother her.
I think Abigail would get there and she'd be like,
Yeah, we
Come
couldn't
in.
Hear that?
I got it though.
There's a knock at the door.
we missed you, Jude. We missed my prince. We missed you. How are you this evening?
Yeah, I missed you too. It was honestly kind of weird being away like from everybody. Like it felt kind of odd, but you know, these days the royal duties call you away. I'll be interested to see get caught up with whatever's going on here.
I just want you to promise me one thing. Please, if you could, as a personal favor to me.
It depends what it is, but go ahead.
Please don't be too hard on Mordecai, if you could. Please.
I think I want to come in and like knock knock.
Oh yeah, go ahead, come in.
Hey, Prince Jude, Sovereign, all the good titles. How you doing? Oh,
Hi.
hey, dance
Yeah,
partner.
Oh, fun.
Hello, Baron.
Fun dancing.
Yes.
Oh, can I get a hug?
Shaw was
Is that
there,
cool?
and he had actually taught me before, so I actually did really well.
That's I'm happy.
She's a keeper. She's a keeper, Prince. She can
definitely.
dance.
I
Oh
already
my
knew
God.
that.
The mood struck me, and it was good. It,
We did the goth walk.
Oh yes, and
Yeah.
Thriller as well. Thriller.
Yeah, Thriller.
Oh, love that one.
Oh yeah.
I can do the little spin. That's the only thing I can do though. The rest of it escapes me. Yeah, and she'll bring the Baron in for a hug.
Yeah.
Abigail, I mean
Anya.
No, we won't.
I'm assuming that was just some fun alias for the evening. So
we won't go with Anya.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Also, I did another, my Saskatoon voice. My name's Ian.
Wow. Yeah, great. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't verify the accuracy of that, but I believe you that it's good.
It's not at all kind of like a Wisconsin thing or, the Minnesota don't gentle. Oh yeah, I can do that. My name's Frank and I'm from the Thousand Lakes, Minnesota. That can work too.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Abigail, I mean, I'll keep an open mind, okay? I'll keep an open mind about like what's like going on. Like
that's all I ask. That's all I ask.
Just, Abigail,
if you can get. No. I will let Mordecai fill her in, but I am just requesting that she not be too hard on our friend Mordecai.
I'm just going to sit back and watch. Okay, we have popcorn down here.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think we eat popcorn.
No popcorn.
But
no popcorn.
Okay.
All right. Well, everyone's still around. Like everyone's still standing and moving around and everything. So I mean, that's a good thing. I'm trying to like preemptively get myself into a positive mindset here. So.
Well, you look fantastic.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
I
had to order new makeup because, like, it works with the warmth of your skin, and that's a problem. So I got to find some other products.
So we're using powders or we're using like cream?
I mean, I used to use like just like liquid foundation, but that I feel really needs the warmth. So
you got to be careful too, because like, because you're dead, you got to make sure you don't look like a corpse.
Yeah, I've been trying to really get the color match like very specific. No more summer and winter shades.
Yeah, go to MAC and get like a tinted moisturizer. I think that may help you a little bit.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I know some things. I talked to some girls. They're
yeah, I appreciate the tips.
Yeah,
Abigail, you're muted.
You're muted.
Because of course I am. There is a second option though. I mean, there's a thing I do. I just kind of like, it's a mental with your vitae and it brings some warmth to your cheeks. That might be an option for you.
Oh yeah, I could just blush while I put my makeup on. Yeah, I guess. I don't know why I didn't think of that, but yeah, that's a great idea.
I haven't been doing it up until now, but I've been hanging around with more in person with more folks, and I felt it might be necessary so I don't scare anybody entirely.
Abigail, you look great tonight too.
Well, thank you. Definitely not using that blush thing. I don't want to stir the attention of the Toreador main girls. So,
Oh, don't worry about the roses. I mean, look at you, just perfect.
well, I'd rather not deal with them if it's all the same to everybody else. It's such a waste of time and breath.
You want me to, scare them or something?
No, I can do that on my own. I
No,
just
okay.
don't want to.
Oh,
I don't
come
want
on,
to waste my
Abigail.
time.
You're not scary. Not
No,
like
well,
that.
not with the time and not at Elysium. Definitely
I
not
think
at
all of us
Elysium.
can be
Yeah.
scary in our own right in this
Yeah.
coterie.
Oh,
There's
speaking of
been
that,
moments.
are you doing
That's
anything for
actually a good
Halloween?
moment for Duran to walk in because speak of, and so opening the
Okay.
door. As I go in, I'm going to kind of wave down one of the ghouls and go, por favor, a little mouthful of something, and then walk in and go, mia familia. How is the Sunset Appreciation League and Book Club this evening? It is very good to see you all again, as I say every night. Senor Strickland is not here yet. He sleeps late. He needs his beauty sleep.
How are you, Mr. Duran? Have you recovered from an evening of dancing and things?
See, we'll say I have recovered. See, we will go with that.
Wow, I just get more intrigued by the second about what could have possibly occurred beyond the dancing.
The chairs here do not have 5-point seat belts, do they?
I can request them, I guess, for a later date,
Well,
but not
yeah,
now.
see, strapping in for the ride could be interesting. I think we should wait for Mordecai to show up in order to
Yeah.
properly convey the entire story, as a large part of it is his.
Yeah. Seriously. No popcorn? Nothing?
Popcorn.
Yeah.
It would make me sad to smell it and not be able to eat it, honestly. It would just bum me out because I loved popcorn, okay?
Are we going in that direction again? Are we going to order cheese?
No,
No cheese.
no cheese.
Cheese.
I
Good.
guess
I know
I am
I'm
getting
awake and in the right reality when I hear no cheese.
okay, that's good to confirm
I
that.
guess we'll have to talk about that at some point, or is that like a no-go thing about cheese?
No cheese.
Okay.
Yeah,
No
it's
cheese.
it's a long story.
Okay, don't worry about it.
But yeah, it's honestly it's fine. But after all we've been through, the demons, the other like the spirit realms and the Sabbat invasion and the flesh monsters walking in the street and the changelings and the all of that, and all of you are being like buckle up for this one. So I'm kind of getting I'm getting a little scared
There,
now.
there are things that are far worse than Sabbat and meat homunculi or whatever they're called, and giant monsters. There are some
See,
things that are much, much worse than that.
I'm not sure that we are conveying the correct emotions here. That
Perhaps.
it's not a horrifying thing, but there are some thrills, chills, and surprises. See, we'll go with that.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
It was interesting to have the seneschal back in your place.
I'm
It is
sad to have missed
unfortunate,
him.
see, that you kind of missed each other.
Ships in the night, yeah, that's a huge bummer. Did he seem good? Like
He did. He seems like he was just taking a bit of a breather between jobs for, well, he's not telling us directly. I'm sure he's probably whispered something in your ear maybe, but he hasn't told us directly what it is that he's doing, but it seems like he was just taking a bit of a breather, and it's I guess going well.
See, I was a little worried that some of the rough edges and corners had been kind of rounded off, but at the end of the night, no, he proved to be the Senor Cato we all love and miss.
He threatened me again, which I've been keeping a tally of. Coder members that have threatened me with undeath, and tried to have a dick measuring contest with me, which he lost.
It depends,
I
I would guess,
mean-
on your perspective. From where I'm
Really wanna do this in
standing, the
here?
two of you measuring dicks, you both lose.
Oh, also,
I
apparently,
can't.
apparently you have to wait till Morty gets here, but they had a bet that I was unannounced, not aware of, and they had money that I was a bottom, and they found out that I'm not.
Well, lots of
Oh yeah, you
lots
go
of
away for one night, then the whole world
conversations
just.
and
I do not know how you would expect the conversations to go anywhere else. This is a very sharing coterie. See, we'll use
Prince,
that word.
your buds are like wild. I thought my coterie home at home is wild, but you guys are like.
I think every coterie, probably has a bit of that wild card element going on. It's just the nature of our existence. You never know what kind of flight of residual emotion or hunger or desire is going to take you. So,
See, we may think we have eternity, but honestly, every night is another roll of the dice to see who is going to attempt to take our heads this time, whether it is one of our own or large furry things or spirits or demons or Sabat, or we have gone through a lot of them in this city
so
in a very
many.
short time.
Do you do tarot, Prince?
I've had it. I had it read back in Milwaukee. The girls would read my cards at times, but I've never drawn them myself or for anybody else.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Abigail, I'll keep an open mind. And I guess we'll just see what Mordecai has to say.
Ooh, while we wait for Morty, can I show you like the goth walk, the
Yeah.
goth dance that we did?
Yeah. I want to see that one.
And I'm assuming we're fast forwarding through the goth walk because Abigail doesn't want to do it.
And you just see
Wow. That's great. Well done.
So it's at this point that Mordecai would probably be arriving.
Storyteller,
That's me.
in the slight chat conversation that we had, is she ready?
No.
Okay, she stays at home. And she will be grilled by the three.
Oh, no. You don't want to grill them. You want to lightly broil them
True.
with a nice basting of
Too much
something
heat too
barbecue-ish.
quick ruins the meat. Yep. got
Yes,
it.
exactly.
Yep. Exactly. So Mordecai walks in, applauds the dance, much like the one last evening. Well done,
Yeah. Hey,
Good try.
Daddy.
Jude.
Mr. Strickland.
What's up, Daddy?
Things have happened.
Yeah. That's
I
the
grew
vibe
a
that I'm getting.
conscience.
Is that what you call it?
I mean, if you're ready, please enlighten me.
Well,
Rufus going to sit in the chair across his
There
legs.
was
Just kinda
amongst the things to do in the city, there was that article in the newspaper about someone wanting, if anyone wanted to become a child of the night, to go to Coffin Club and inquire after Tiffany, not with a Y, by the way,
Trinity.
but not where you think.
It was
Trinity.
Trinity. And
Trinity.
remember, we like to be called vampires.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, I remember this situation. Yeah.
We met Trinity when
We
we
did.
got to when we
Yeah.
got to the club. She was not present. There were several kindred there. No one that we recognized downtown, at the Coffin Club. So
Okay.
Senor Cato was, and rightly so, a little upset that these are kindred who are not coming to Elysium and not introducing themselves to you, and yet making themselves at home in the city, thus breaching domain. So we'll wait for the next Coffin Club and possibly do a little bit of a cleanup quietly. Senor Cato was very much up on setting examples. However, we had a specific target. So Trinity arrived, very young, dressed in a very interesting combination of
Pleather.
white PVCs and pleathers.
Tacky.
Definitely stood out. A very interesting sartorial statement. I liked it. It was very kind of Matrixy ripoff, but she wore
I
it
mean,
well.
Trinity.
See. So we sat and had a little chat, determined that she had been embraced in Seattle at a club night some 5 years ago, was very young, was a thin blood, and had been embraced and had been bitten and dumped.
And somehow managed to survive 5 years.
See.
And made her way up to Vancouver.
See. So a thin blood who was a bit of a masquerade breach. We had a little conversation. She also had her family of vampires there, all of which were human. A little bit of a conversation ensued. It turns out that she is a very strong-willed young lady and did not follow suggestions well. So things almost got out of hand. Fortunately, thanks to our presence hammer, Senor Strickland, things did not explode the way they did. They have a few times when we've been in a club. We utilized his limousine to take the entire pack of them for a bit of a ride so that we could chat and figure things out. We figured out that the rest of them, the other 5 were all humans. One,
groupies.
Unfortunately, is deceased. Senor Cato
lost his
figured the
temper.
The best way to test their mortality was to remove it from one of them. His name was Azrael. He is currently with several others that I have collected over the last while, learning the ropes, as it were. The other 4, Senora Abigail was a fantastic assistance in making sure that all they remembered was a wonderful night at the Coffin Club, and now they're strolling home. And as for Senora Trinity, well, I will leave Senor Strickland to explain her fate.
The Trinity, and not with a Y, but not where you think, has I don't know, at a lapse of conscience, perhaps a piece of conscience remaining. I took it upon myself. I saw a younger version of myself and decided to spare her from the obvious process by which we would have dealt with most things in that of destruction. But as destruction is the sole right of the prince, the seneschal would have had to step in on your behalf. The seneschal gave me the option, essentially, of either taking her under my tutelage and educating her properly in the way of the Camarilla, thin though she is, and clanless, or kill her. And that piece of conscience had me opt for the former. So she is now currently undergoing education in the proper traditions, the proper means by which to circumnavigate a city full of us, the deference, etc., education of possible clan. I am also determining her skill set, any liabilities she will be. If she becomes a liability, I'll kill her myself. But I would consider this particular Masquerade breach nullified.
Okay.
Of,
So
of course, Signor Trinity has been made aware that should any of the traditions become a problem and are observed in the breach, that not only will you hold her responsible, but you will hold Signor Strickland responsible as her adopted sire.
gotta say that is not that's not what I was expecting to hear out of this particular adventure that you were having. This is honestly, Mordecai, like I'm surprised. I'm surprised. Shocked even that you would indulge in humanity's most toxic impulse, which is nostalgia for your own previous state of being.
Have you met me?
Yeah, I guess.
You said so yourself, that I am pure ego. Why would I not hearken myself back to a time of myself?
You know, it's just like with Gretchen and stuff, like you know.
I mean, to be fair, I saved her too.
Yes. Yeah, you had, yeah, you
I'm
had a
actually
hand in
directly
that.
responsible for you having a child.
You're a terrible co-parent, I gotta say.
And this does mean that at holidays, we have more people to sit at the child's table among
True.
the group. So it's no longer just the two of them talking about their Tremere parents. We now have one to entertain them with discussion of what it is to have a sire who is a ministry member.
Yeah, what an interesting little family is growing amongst us. I mean, if you, Mordecai, think, I believe in your abilities of, especially, presence and manipulation. So I can only imagine it won't be that difficult for you to keep her in line and educate her to the best of your ability. And that this is the choice that you made between the two that the Seneschal presented you. It's I gotta process it. I think I'm just like I'm just shocked now that there's another young one in the mix here, but especially from such a kind of turbulent like situation from Seattle to here, because Storyteller, as far as I know, isn't Seattle like a pretty like Camarilla
It's pretty staunch Camarilla, yeah.
heavy? Okay. And Jude kind of like has been sitting down and like leans back in the chair, and she's like, I'm choosing to trust you here. You obviously had something within you that said, this is something that I want to take on and that I have the ability to do, especially to prevent masquerade breaches, which, was is a serious problem. So, and I trust the Seneschal also in offering you that choice. So, I'm definitely gonna have to think about it. However, one of the first things, actually, Storyteller, I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what Jude knows. I'm trying not to bring too much out of canon, out
Okay.
of character vampire knowledge stuff. What I know about thin blood alchemy.
Give me an intelligence and occult roll, because it's not exactly
Okay.
the most known of things, especially if you haven't interacted with that many thin bloods.
Yeah.
I mean,
First rule of Fight Club: don't talk about Fight Club.
Abigail knows about it.
I mean, I feel like there's probably a couple thin bloods among Karna's ranks. Possibly, I guess. I don't know. Wow, what a trash roll. Oh my gosh. That is
okay.
that is upsetting.
If that's
Ooh,
a
it's so
trash
bad.
roll, if that's a trash roll, would it be safe to say that at one point when Abigail has changed her hair, that Jude would have noticed, asked her about it, and Abigail would have told her about the thin blood alchemy and stuff like that?
Frankie.
Yes. Would that be a safe bet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like,
Okay, so
how many
I'll
successes
keep it
did you
vague
get?
too.
Yeah, it's fine. That's probably more than
Okay.
enough with hanging around with Abigail and stuff like that. You would definitely know about it.
And
Okay.
probably hanging around with the Baron somewhat because the Anarchs like their thin bloods.
Indeed, that's true. So Jude then would say to Mordecai, you should see if she has any talent for that alchemy stuff. That could be really helpful to us.
Absolutely.
There's one issue that I have here, and the reasons that I'm concerned, and of course I trust Jar, the seneschal, but she's a grifter. She tried to convince mortals that they could become vampires, and they didn't become vampires, but it is possible that some of them did. Just because her blood is that thin, it doesn't mean that some of them didn't. So we could potentially have a whole bunch of thin bloods running around not knowing what they are exactly, thinking that they're full-fledged vampires. And there's nothing wrong with thin bloods, in my personal opinion. It's just a matter of not actually knowing what the threat level is here.
So what you're saying is she was misembraced and should have been ministry from the start?
Perhaps. I mean,
so that is something to discuss with Senor Strickland. Find out how we track everyone that she has turned, and the ones who are not successful, and how she has covered that up to make sure that none of that comes to the light of day.
Well, I mean, I could potentially, with Mordecai's permission, I could potentially do some mind searching perhaps on her to see if I can dredge up any memories of anybody that she's actually managed to turn.
I would verify the list so that
yes,
we could hunt them
make
down
a list,
and
check it twice. I don't necessarily like the word hunt.
I'm not saying hunt the way Senor Cato would mean hunt. I mean,
yes,
find them
find
to
all the
ensure that there are no breaches. Who knows, Senor Mordecai? You could have a whole brood,
or maybe
I could become the ministry bunch.
Donate them to the barony of Surrey.
Here's the story of a lovely kindred.
Can I potentially suggest? I know that the stance, my prince, has been that you do not take a stance on the thin bloods. But all of that said, may I perhaps suggest that we all keep this as closely under wraps as we can, simply so that we don't get the ire of some of the other more stodgy members of the Camarilla?
Yeah, I think this should stay within this particular circle, yes. And Abigail, that makes sense what you're talking about like the threat and the, having thin bloods that are circulating that we don't know about, and how problematic that could be. That's a good point. But my whole thing comes back to low level thin blood grifter versus Mordecai plus the rest of us.
Oh, I'm not concerned about power.
No, I know, but I mean, like, the ability to contain the problem and to, as you said, search the memories, get the information out of her in whatever way. I think it can be, contained. I don't think that it will get too out of hand. Now, I suppose, do any of you know what her motivation was for starting this like little group of not vampires? Like, what is the what, like, why?
Pretentious ego, like most gothlings of that sort of age and era. Money. When I suggested, how much is it going to cost, we came up with a nice large figure.
Half now and half after.
See, in a way to survive. She, even though she is a thin blood and can operate during the day, it is not comfortable from what I understand. So, being able to make a few dollars here and there by offering eternal life. As Senor Abigail said, she was running a grift. She was spinning.
To be fair, she did mention initially, right out of the gate, that it might not take initially.
See, 50-50.
So it was sort of an interesting thing that half now and then half upon completion, as it were, upon the recognition of the deal.
Well, but would she
An
really
honest
have
grifter,
had
in
a
a way.
chance? Would she have really had the chance to tell any of them if they hadn't turned?
Again, that is why we need to find out about the ones that have been successful and the ones unsuccessful. I would like to know how she's been covering up their disappearances to make sure that those covers stick.
Can I make a request? Baron, is it possible, perhaps? I know that we don't necessarily want to be throwing things in the direction of the Anarch Baronies, but if these potential, what would it be at this point, 15th generation Thin Bloods were to come into light, would it be possible for us to, shall we say, move them into your direction so that your group could educate them without raising the ire of the remainder of the Camarilla? I know it sounds like a cover-up, and actually it is cover-up, but
it is a cover-up.
Yep.
What do you all think?
Yep.
You want to run an underground railroad of Thin Bloods to me?
I mean, I don't want them to face any
It
ire.
sounds so
Much
dramatic.
Well, you know how the Camarilla is. I don't subscribe
Yes,
to
but
such
I'm head of the
philosophies.
Camarilla here. So
Understood.
Understood, but y'all tend to not like them because of Gehenna.
I mean, Abigail communicated, they are what they are and they're gonna exist here, and I don't buy into personally any of the like portent of some kind of horrible thing. Like I don't buy that.
Some of the old ones do in the Cam.
Oh, I know, but I mean, I think that could be good, Baron. If we do end up having some people, some individuals that need
if you have some Thin
assistance.
Bloods, I can get them set up. I know a couple of the leaders there, Thin Blood people.
I would suggest waiting to see what we find first.
Oh yeah, totally. Definitely we need to get more information out of this whole scenario before we like manifest that actual like pipeline.
Do you want to talk to Trinity? Do you want to talk to her, Prince?
I mean, yes, I would like to talk to her, and I mean, she needs to be presented here. I do.
Vincent will look at Mordecai. What do you think, Daddy? Can she come out and play?
If the prince wills it, so let it be done. But I feel, as her guardian,
father,
daddy.
Yep.
I'm just trying to make Sarah laugh.
I mean, well, she did say she makes vampires, so you are her vampire daddy.
Okay,
I feel
I
that
don't
she's
care how
not
you
ready
refer
for
to
proper
yourself.
presentation.
Put that on OLF, it'll probably sell too.
That's fine. Yeah.
But you're more than welcome to.
I think it's good to put some distance between the night that you all had with her and me meeting her. I think it's good to have a couple you know, a little bit of time. So I don't need to meet with her right away. And I, you know, one thing I know about you, Mordecai, is that if you get someone like this, you know, and I think about the retainers that you have and Mercy and all of them, is that you'll turn her into an asset. And if she doesn't perform, then that'll be it. So turn her into an asset.
I have no plans to do otherwise.
And I wouldn't expect anything less. So anything else about all of that night that I should know about?
Not particularly. I mean,
Jaw wrecked the upholstery in the back of the limo, but I mean, that's fine.
And he did stab that mortal without any remorse, but I feel that's more their MO than anything.
I can't take on his, you know.
Jaw was actually quite reserved.
See,
Jaw was
Huh.
Jaw was more diplomatic, shall we say, at least in the way that he behaved than previously. So, you know,
there were, how many did you say, Abigail? 4 or 5, a half dozen other kindred that were there scattered throughout, who were not associated with Trinity, but who are also not familiar faces. Jaw did not handle any of them. It is something that we can pursue at a later date to find out why they have not presented themselves. But the Jaw of even 6 months ago would have had no qualms about drawing them one by one into a hallway or a back alley and
Running
removing
them
their
through.
head from their shoulders.
So-
Storyteller, am I correct in saying that it was? I have 4 written down. Was it actually 4 or was it 3? Because now I'm
It was
starting to
3
doubt
and a
my-
wolf.
Yeah, there was
3 and a wolf. That's right.
and
There's 4. Okay.
a werewolf-ish type
There were-
thing.
There were 2 on the dance floor and 1 on the DJ booth.
So Abigail's gonna relay that. Yes, there were 3 that we didn't really look into, but I hadn't seen them before. And then there was a shape changer as well, who also obviously hadn't seen before. But other than that, it was and when of course in Trinity, but other than that, it was all mortals on the in the club. So, but
And Jude nods. She's like, okay, yeah, we'll definitely add it to the investigation checklist. These
See.
unknown kindred. So that's definitely good to know as well. And Jude like leans forward a little bit and puts her hands on the table. And she kind of just looks at everyone and she says, I'm learning more and more as the nights go on. I cannot preoccupy myself with the individual moral decisions of the kindred around me. I can't cry over spilt milk, and I can't, despite my squishy nature, eventually some of the baby fat's got to come off. And so that's what I'm trying to do now.
Ah, so it's sort of an ethical liposuction.
Sure. Wonder what Kant would have to say about that. Or Camus, that would be even more interesting. I can't get all in my feelings about stuff like this. It just has to be dealt with. What's done is done, and I have to trust the coterie. And so that's what I'm doing right now. And that's it.
understood.
See, speaking of doing things and what is done, it is about time for us to, or short time, in about 15 minutes, we should be leaving to, oh, I'm trying to remember which one it is again. It's not the Peony grounds.
Oh, it's the second beach.
The second beach,
Yes.
to meet up with their doppelgangers. But hopefully, should they be there and should they be accessible again.
Wasn't it the
However,
pool?
but before doing so, I do know that at least the Primogen are here this evening. It would probably be very wise for the prince to, even if you're not meeting with people, to go up into the public area of the Elysium and make an announcement about this independent alliance and the fact that if any kindred in this city are determined to be working with them, it shall go extremely harshly for them.
Yeah, I think that is something that should be done. Yeah. And we're already here, so no time like the present.
See, and I would suggest even perhaps offering an award of, or a reward of some sort for any information on the Second Alliance, or the, sorry, the Independent Alliance, or its members and their activities in the city. Say that we will be back in attendance and meeting with the Primogen formally in, I don't know, 3 nights, 4 nights. Arrange something that's gives people a few nights to do some digging of their own.
What would the reward be?
You are the prince. Offering even a minor or insignificant boon from your hands is something that many would value. And
true.
If you did not wish to offer the reward personally yourself, there are, of course, your advisory council could offer boons on your behalf, depending on how useful the information is to the various members.
It might be more attractive if it's from me, though.
Oh, see, it will indeed be. But again, it depends.
Funnel up and through.
In certain cases, if the Ventru are able to ascertain certain informations, a boon from you would be good. A boon from myself would also be of value. The Toreador would probably find a boon from Mordecai to be something to pursue. The Leather Jacket Squad, the Bruja and the Gangrel, would probably find assistance from the Baron of Surrey to be something of value. And I have no doubt that the Tremere and possibly the Seers and a few of the others might find assistance in connection to Abigail to be something. Again, we all have something to offer depending on who is providing the information and how useful it is.
I mean, I would have to run it by Cassius, obviously, as the regent, but I think that I could possibly offer a truth of blood to the particular winner.
We all have assets, and we are your advisory council as it goes. Prince Jude, do not be afraid to utilize these assets.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll do that. Shall we, or? Okay, so Jude will get up and go to the door and go to the best part of the place to make an announcement.
Okay. It would probably be the kind of larger chamber that is in the regular basement as opposed to the sub basement where you are all currently meeting. It's the one with the large marble throne on the one side.
Oh yeah.
And the kind of the extended kind of council chamber, or the princely chamber, I suppose. There are a few kindred that are milling about there. There's art in that area as well, but it is the art that is not part of the public collection. It's the Toreador obviously fawning over it, and they're mentioning that there's the odd time where you would walk by this particular area and they would mention that, oh, I thought this was lost, or I thought this was stolen. Turns out it just ended up in, let's just say, private collections of the vampiric persuasion. So there's a few milling about, and if you would like, the kind of standard operating procedure would be to talk to Frank and let him know that there's an announcement forthcoming so that he can gather up the people in that particular chamber.
Yeah, Duran
Yeah,
will
that
do that. Duran will hunt up Frank and just, the
Yes.
prince would like to make a pronouncement to the entirety of the assembled. If you could take a few minutes and bring them all together,
Right.
that would be greatly appreciated, Senor Frank.
He does the kind of removing a large chunk of clothing. It just kind of lifts up, kind of like he's tipping a hat. And yeah, all right, I'll take care of that.
Bueno, grazie.
And it shuffles off.
Prince.
Yes.
And after a few, probably about 10 or 15 minutes or so, after there's the odd wrangling of the Toreador here and there, where it's like, no, it's time to go. Like, yeah, you gotta stop looking at this particular piece of art. Just, yeah.
so
Who's
I think
standing next to you?
Baron had a
Who do you want
what's
standing
up?
next to you, Prince?
Nobody.
Fair.
I'll just kind of be up there. So Jude wants to just basically like go up to where the marble thing is, but
Okay.
not sit down. And is just kind of watching everybody assemble.
There's kind of assembling, not necessarily in clan groups, but just sort of, there's the odd milling about here and there. There's kind of clusters. There's the standard run of, you're assuming, ghouls that Frank has control of, with silver trays with goblets that have various bits of blood in them for the odd person here and there. There's little notes. Abigail.
Abigail flags down one of the ghoul servers and just whispers in their ear her particular desire and sees if they have a class for her.
Yes. And then they call over one of the other servers, like, Joseph, come here. Yeah, Joseph has several of that particular vintage.
Oh, fantastic. Joseph, do you have something in the um, 80s fan variety as well? It has a spice of 90s EBM.
Not right now, but I can go and get it. There's probably some in the back room.
Oh, that's fine. What do you have?
Jackets.
What do you have?
Well, there's like an 86.
Oh, perfect. I'll take that if I could.
Yeah, he points out which one on the tray is that particular beverage.
Okay, can I take a hunger off?
Yes.
Once I gulp it
Same
down.
thing with Duran. If I can get a glass full and go back to one hunger, that would be hugely appreciated.
Me too. Can
Is
I
there-
do that?
Is there
also?
any specific things that you would whisper to them? No, just regular. Okay. They go up to Duran and they're like, "Yeah, this one's a 95. This one's an 83. That one's actually pretty good. It's got a little bit of a hint of coffee in there."
Bueno, grazie. Hint of coffee.
Mordecai's watching this with rapt fascination.
They go up to Jude. Well, Jude would probably have been offered pretty much as soon as she entered the room, kind of like,
I should think so.
yeah.
Yeah, and she's not like particular about like
There,
what's
there
going
was
on with it.
there was one that almost made it to you, but they got kind of elbowed out of the way as somebody else came up. There's a little
Okay.
competition to try it.
Bum,
Oh, like,
bum,
I
bum.
serve the prince. Fuck you.
Little brown something on their nose. Yeah, so cool. That'll work for Jude.
Yeah. So 1 hunger from anybody who
Perfect.
indulged.
Done. Okay. All right, so storyteller, everybody's
Yeah.
gathered around. Okay. So Jude she kind of straightens her suspenders and stands up to her full glorious height, with several inches of hair included. And she's like, attention, everyone here tonight. I do have an announcement. As some of you may or may not be aware, there's been information circulating about an independent alliance of certain Hekata and certain ministry members. Activity in several different places, and perhaps on the way to our city. They seem to be maneuvering with little regard to established domains and sects. And so, of course, we are looking for additional information about this independent alliance. And before I continue, let it be said that anyone that is discovered to be colluding or otherwise working in a clandestine fashion with this independent alliance will be dealt with prejudice. So keep that in mind. And keep in mind the ties that you're making.
It's at that point, you first mentioned the independent alliance. Everybody who's paying attention to the crowd definitely has, like, there's a, where it died down when Jude started to talk, there's a little bit of murmuring here and there, but it doesn't seem to be any one specific cluster. It's just sort of like maybe they hadn't heard of the independent alliance coming in as of yet, or maybe they, are finding out about, they knew about it, but they're trying to feign that they did not. When Jude mentions the kind of, they will be dealt with in a certain fashion, there's, the odd Toreador here and there that clacks the fan open and starts fanning themselves a little bit.
They can clack all they want. Clack away.
But yeah, sorry to interrupt. Proceed.
No, you're fine. I'm glad to get some of the reaction there. So she continues. Now, that being said, any person with information regarding the independent alliance, their movements, their members, and otherwise, please, you are in fact expected to come forward if you have any information regarding this. But as a kindness, I'm also offering reward in the form of prestation
There's
to those
more
that can bring
murmuring
me
there.
that those that can bring me credible information on this independent alliance, and it will be vetted, the information that you do bring us, which will be a prerequisite for the prestation. So that that is the situation at hand. I don't believe there's any cause right now for immediate alarm among any of you or individually. But this is a situation that myself, my court, my advisors, that we are all fervently investigating in the safety of Vancouver, especially with all the turbulent nights that are already behind us. If you have questions or concerns, you can also come forward with those things. But that will be all.
There's a
Thank you.
hand that goes up from one of the Tory.
Yes.
What would the reward be?
Well,
And Duran's going to step forward and say that will depend on the information. It will be judged and negotiated at that time, whether it is a small or a minor boon from Prince Jude herself or from one of her advisors. It could come in many different forms. There will be a formal primogen meeting and court date here at Elysium in 4 nights, at which time people can bring the information to the ears of the prince.
There's
exactly
nodding.
as Mr. Giovanni has said. Yes.
There's a nodding from that group. Yo, back here.
Yes.
There's somebody in like a very very dirty hoodie. They're like, so do you want this in like a printout or do you want it in like a duotang, whatever the fuck you want? Camera takes like that in.
Jude looks at Abigail for a second, like, what the fuck does that mean? It's like,
Presentation style. How would you like the information presented so that it can be most easily consumed?
Yeah, it's gonna take me a while to get the PowerPoint set up. That's all I'm saying.
How about you just put together a PDF? You don't have to give us a PowerPoint presentation. Just a PDF is fine.
Yeah, all right.
Searchable, please.
Ugh. Yeah.
Abigail
that was
murmurs under her
a good
breath.
question.
Abigail murmurs under her breath. You'd think that this wouldn't be so difficult for a Nos.
That's rude.
They probably heard you.
Not supposed to, not here. Yes,
Don't get caught.
that will be fine. That method of information delivery. But yes, anyone that has information, please come forward as soon as possible, as this is something we want dealt with soon.
There's more murmuring. Is that the end of the particular announcement?
Jude, I think, kind of like looks over like Mordecai, Duran, Abigail, Vincent, just kind of like for like the last call for stuff. That will be all for the announcement. Please, as you were, I appreciate your time. Thank you. And Jude will sit down at that point.
There's kind of murmuring still, but at the point that Jude sits down, you didn't know that there was a DJ here this particular evening, but music kicks up. Like, not overpowering
kind?
music, not dance music, but just kind of like background music. Like, as soon as you sit down, you didn't know that you were kind of sending off a cue for whatever DJ happened to be there, but it just sort of like the music kind of lightly comes in the background.
And I think Jude is kind of like happy for that, and it's not just like silence or more murmuring, because like, you know, she's still trying to get the hang of this. So I think the music kind of it relaxes her in some way. She does look at Abigail. She's like, do you know the DJ what DJ is here tonight?
I don't believe so. Not really my style. But she looks over storyteller. Do I know the DJ?
You
Probably
can't
not.
see if there's any DJ here.
And I don't
I
recognize
don't like
the
this.
style.
It's sort of just a
I don't-
generic music.
This is weird.
It's classical, but it is there's no DJ booth or anything in this particular area.
Storyteller, does it actually sound
I don't like
recorded,
this.
or does it sound like there's like
Yeah.
a small band playing, like a small?
It actually sounds like there's a
Live
small
piece.
symphony playing.
Oh, Jude, I don't think this is I don't think this is actually a DJ.
Okay, so that means there's someone around here playing instruments.
In fact, yes, there is. I don't know who would have called them in.
Okay, I would like to see what's going on. I maybe call me paranoid, but something about this is kind of tripping my alarm bells a little bit. So let's find out where these musicians are.
You vocalize that? You're not just saying that to the storyteller?
Yeah, I vocalize that.
The Toreador that had their hand up, they come up to the steps of the throne, kind of marble throne that you have. I believe I may be of some service there, my prince.
Please.
Yeah, I have arranged a kind of ongoing display, artistic wise, up in the upper levels.
Did you talk to the keeper about this?
No.
Okay. I'd like to see it.
As you wish.
Abigail turns to that person or that kindred and says, pardon, but is the group that you've brought in, are they mortal? Or are they kindred?
Oh, they're mortal, but they're not here.
They're on the upper levels, I understand. You just said that, but are they okay?
Well,
They're
mortals
mortal.
are allowed in the building, are they not? It being an art gallery and all.
Yes, it is rather late at night, though, and
there's the odd performance allowed here and there.
I suppose. Jude, I'm leaving this up to you, my prince.
Oh, I want to see it with my own two eyes before I say anything else.
Right this way.
Jude's gonna follow them.
And they lead you up to kind of the second layer of the art gallery, and the closer you get, the louder the music essentially becomes. It's almost as if it was being played into like a microphone sound system and then pumped down into the basement level. And you get up to the second level, and there's art kind of all around in one particular opening, and there is a symphony that's playing there.
So how many are we talking about here?
There's at least 30 people.
30 people.
There's the odd person here and there kind of milling about. Like the Elysium seems to be open as an art gallery.
And I think did anyone come with Jude to see this?
Yeah, that particular Toreador.
Sure.
Okay. So Jude looks over like this full-on symphony. I thought you meant like a little quartet or something, not a gigantic ass. So
have you met the Toreador?
I guess it makes sense. It tracks. It does. It tracks. But I think Jude sort of brings like the coterie, like she kind of looks over it and she gives like a 1 second to the Toreador and sort of pulls the coterie aside for like a beat here. And she's like, I feel like they should have asked somebody before they did this, right? Am I out of line here? Like, they can't be just setting up 30 mortal. Like, what? That doesn't
Not at
seem right.
all.
That's a chamber orchestra. It's a small one. It's not even a proper full orchestra.
And these things happen here all the time.
See, the humans are having an evening of it.
As much as they should have asked to have
Why?
permission, well, because it's our people organizing for anyway. But as long as they don't have access, these mortals do not have access to our Elysium chambers below.
And
I
as
don't
long as
really
no
see
one down there causes issues up here, which the smart ones
exactly.
will not.
Exactly. As long as there are no conflicts, perhaps you do want to institute a policy of asking permission simply so that you don't get thrown off, or so that people don't get confused as to what is going on. But I don't
I would not
see.
phrase it as asking permission. I would phrase it as please coordinate with our office to make sure that there are no conflicts that arise.
Oh, how
That's
diplomatic of
actually-
you.
And
That's
this way
actually
you're not,
great.
the Toreador do not feel you're stepping on their toes. You could even say, please coordinate through Frank, the keeper, so that everybody is involved. It makes them all feel part of things.
And it
Cool.
should be
Okay.
probably made clear that that our kind shouldn't be doing anything unseemly upstairs.
You'd hope they would know that already.
Well,
that
we
I
would
wouldn't
hope.
have to say it.
Do you
But
think they could play System of a Down on orchestra?
I mean, use your magic
it's possible.
eyes. I'm sure at least one of them is actually one of us.
See, that was my
It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
concern, was that, yeah, it appears from this vantage point that, oh yeah, they're all mortals or whatever, but you never know who could be sprinkled in there for whoever knows what reason. But that was my concern, that it was some sort of like they're trying to smuggle someone or something in here that should not be in here.
Story, can I check?
If you'd like, that's a wits and aspects roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to do the same.
And the storyteller's like, this is a red herring.
4.
There's nothing wrong with this. I'm just making you paranoid for no reason.
4.
Because I
What?
do that to my
I would-
players in London's all the time.
I would never. 4 successes and 4 successes. These all appear to be mortals.
Appear to be.
Okay. Okay, so excuse me. Jude looks at the curtain. He's like, all right, thank you for helping me take the temperature here, because I haven't been faced with something of this particular nature, so I wanted to proceed in the most efficient way possible. So Jude will sort of break away then from the aside there and go up to the Toreador person is still there.
Yes.
And she'll kind of look over the symphony and sort of like listen for, a beat or two. And she's like, what's your name?
Dion.
Dion? Okay. This is cute. I like it.
Oh, thank you.
In the future, please coordinate with Frank the Keeper. Considering the volume of mortals here. You can understand these are times when, as I said, the Independent Alliance are making movements. Others certainly have in the past, and I just want to keep us all safe.
Understandable.
So in the future, speak to Frank and just about whatever installation might come next.
I will endeavor to do so.
Thank you so much.
Ours is to please.
Can you ask the conductor if they know aerials by System of a Down?
Blasphemy.
1 second. And they go over.
Also,
They whisper something to the conductor. There's like a little bit of a conversation going on. You can see a bit of back and forth, nodding of heads and kind of shaking of heads. They come back over and they're like, I believe this is what you were looking for. And it starts up into that particular song.
Oh yeah, and I hear the cello go. Yeah, let's go. So she looks at Vincent and is like, "Yeah, baby."
totally right. Good choice. I was expecting
Thank
some
you.
chop suey from you, but hey, I'm a fan.
I thought it would
Classic.
sound good with the symphony aerials. I feel like it's it's very melodic. Chop suey would have been. I don't know if I need that kind of chaos right now in my ear.
But you feel it in your heart, and it's like boom, boom, wake up. It's just it feels good, man. Gets the blood flowing.
we can keep a request list for the symphony if they're taking up
do that.
residence here.
Do that.
All right, well, Jude will then head back down to the basement area.
Okay.
Actually, we should get going to the second beach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Let's just head out then.
So you're heading out to Second Beach?
Yeah, via limo, I would guess. Downstairs parking lot.
Okay. And it's at that point where it's a good point to take a bit of a break. And then we will rejoin the Kindred in about 5 to 7 minutes after a word from our sponsors and paying the Bezos tax of running
Let's
ads.
go to the...
So we will see you in a few minutes, everybody. Hello, welcome back, everybody, and we are headed to the second beach pool, I do believe. So we can just fast forward a little bit to getting near Stanley Park. It doesn't take too long from that particular position. From the Vancouver Art Gallery to Stanley Park is probably only about a 2 or 3 minute drive, depending on which route you take and how fast you're going. So the limo would be pulling up to near where Stanley Park is. Will you be leaving the limo or proceeding with the limo to the kind of drive area that Stanley Park allows up by Second Beach?
Do we want to tempt the Garou again?
I'm
or-
trying to remember
we
what we did
drove
last
in.
time.
Yeah, last
Yeah,
time
we drove in.
in with the Fiat, so might as well drive in with the limo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's up to Mordecai, just in case the limo gets.
It's a limo. It's only money.
Mhm.
I'm more concerned about my
There's
gold than the
still
limo.
that limo that we left behind under the casino.
Yep, there's still that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Well,
Wow.
I didn't.
I guess I should do something about that. Fine. One thing at a time. If you give me your solemn word that this is safe.
Mordecai, it's Garou country. It's never safe.
Then
what
why
do
are
you
we
want me to
doing it?
say here? Because there is a significant supernatural occurrence going on here that is directly related to all of us here currently.
And aren't you just a little bit curious as to what your other self is up to?
I don't think this world can handle more than one of me.
And that's why it's good that the other one is in the other world, isn't it?
Then maybe that's where they should stay. At which point,
Well,
then, if it's a confluence of events, what is this, a portal that we can freely cross between one world and the next?
I don't know that it's that.
What's the
I
problem?
don't think it's that. Well, they're dealing with certain threats of their own in their slightly altered version of the world that they live in. And also this being one of the places that the changeling asked us to
Oh yes.
watch over. It's not just pure curiosity here. It's something that we are doing to maintain the supernatural relations in the city. And this seems like a pretty significant thing to me. So can we promise you that it is 100% safe? No, but is anywhere we go 100% safe?
How
Why
did you get
start
in there
now?
last time?
We drove in the Fiat.
Bit risky, no? Weren't we told to stay out of Garou territory? Is making nice with Princess Buttercup worth risking the ire of the Garou?
If worse comes to worse, we can just aim them at each other.
I mean, sure, but we'd have to get out of the crossfire. I'm willing to drive in. I'm
when
just
did you not
wondering
have that
what
skill?
the strategic benefit is of kowtowing to Princess Peach and her
Baroness
fake
Newanight,
coterie.
okay? Let's have some respect.
The Baroness is a very important figure. The changelings have helped us in the past, and
Yes,
it's
but do we
good
want to
relations.
risk? How many times will we come into Stanley Park with a free pass before the Garou get tired of us coming in and say, you know what, you're breaching our treaty?
Then we
Are you talking
can
about Mario
point at
Kart?
the changelings and say, Baroness Newanight has requested this of us. Take it up with her.
I'm not
Are you
afraid
talking
of
about
new
Mario Kart?
No,
No.
I wish.
I am afraid
No.
of that Magni character.
Agni.
Well,
Do I know Magni,
hopefully we
storyteller?
can.
Sorry, say again.
Do I know Magni?
I don't believe you've been around at any point in time that Magni has actually shown up.
Okay.
You would definitely know him to see him.
I'm just wanting to make sure that we have all the cards and know where all the cards are on the deck before we're actually taking steps.
Well, how fast can your limo go?
I'm not worried about the limo. It's not about the limo. It's about
Oh, no.
strategic direction of events. We are helping Baroness Newanight, absolutely. We want relations and good relations with the Fae, absolutely. But this involves going directly into an area that we were told to not go.
See, and it is easier to beg forgiveness than to ask permission, as they
I suppose.
say. We can hand off the responsibility to Baroness Newanight and her court. It is mostly I am intrigued to see if I cannot call it the veil because that has a different meaning for me, but if the curtains between this reality and the alternate reality are still thin, if we can still interact with our otherworldly doppelgangers. This intrigues me. I don't know how it can be to our advantage yet, but ignoring it could be to our disadvantage.
It would probably behoove us to at least try. I mean, I'm not saying that there's no danger. There obviously is, but perhaps, unless Magni already knows that we've been in his territory once, perhaps he would be willing to let it slide a second time. Or
that's if he knows. He can't know
That's
everything.
exactly. And I'm like, just don't get caught. We just don't get caught, and nobody's the wiser, okay?
And I mean, Mordecai, you have such a smooth speaking game that I am sure that you can convince Magni, if he does come, to check in on us and make our lives miserable.
Just
I'm
shine
sure
your
you can
majestic
talk.
light on him.
Yeah, I'm sure you can talk us out of it. I mean, you're so talented at that. You're brilliant, and I think that you honestly could talk us out of any trouble that we might get into with Magni.
No, keep going.
Oh, no, I'm sure there is more,
Now
but I'm
it's
sure when it
fine.
comes to the Garou that you would be able to help us immensely. Or is that simply a rumor that you have such powers?
And now she appeals to my ego.
She's learning.
You
to be a
surprise me.
girl.
Abigail, you surprise me.
I must protest. You are thinking that there are some sort of overtures here that I'm not making, that I'm not being honest.
I'm
But I
having
am
trouble
being
breathing
honest.
under all of the trowel-laid thickness that you just laid out on me here. It's
I'm really bloody insulted. You do know that, right?
I didn't know you had it in you, honestly, and it's actually surprising.
Prince.
I'll have to keep a better eye
I'm
on
not-
you. That
she's British.
Prince. Hey, Prince.
Yeah, what's up?
Does this happen all the time?
Mordecai needing his ego stroke. Yes.
I mean, yeah, it happens with some frequency.
Why have you... Never mind. Oh, never mind.
I am curious about these doppelgangers. I am curious about the Einstein-Rosen bridge thing. I am just trying to be cautious. I'm
And
a
I
father
appreciate that. And we have to, you're right, we have to set good examples for our children.
now. All right, let's go already.
See, but the children are not here to see, so.
Truth.
Wait,
Right.
what? Oh, not asking.
But
not
that's
asking that
the-
question.
That's the having character though, is to be the example even when the people are not around to see you.
I
Right.
hate being responsible. I've always hated being responsible. It's a new
Well,
thing
get
for
used to
me.
it, Dad.
It's growing. It's character growth.
It's good
It's
for
daddy
you.
growth.
All right, so we'll drive through storyteller.
Okay. So yeah, there's a concession stand that has some parking nearby it. So you just pull up there. The pool itself is basically fenced off. It is not in season at this particular moment, so the water, if you were to able to see it via sunlight or supernatural senses, is not the kind of standard color that water should be. There's
It's
a lot
green.
there's a lot of birds that hang out in that particular area. Some of them are over there asleep. But as you get closer to the fenced off area, there's like a mist on the ground that kind of rolls in from nowhere.
Is this similar to the mist that we encountered while outside the Fey compound downtown?
No.
Okay.
This is just, it seems like regular mist, but it doesn't seem to be coming in from anywhere. Like ordinarily this close to the ocean, you would assume that that's the direction it would probably be coming from, but it is not. It seems to be coming from nowhere. Abigail, yes.
So I roused my resolve and
Okay.
failed the rouse check.
But your resolve
Horribly.
still goes up anyway.
Yes, my resolve still goes up anywhere. Yes, Winston, I'm hungry. I know. I'll eat maybe a garu. Would that be fun? Cool.
Fast forward. Okay, yeah.
So I would like to put up Sense the Unseen.
Okay. That is, I believe, a resolve specs. Resolve and specs roll.
I would like to rouse my charisma.
Okay.
Manipulation.
Sure. 5 successes, Abigail. You blink a few times, your senses open to the supernatural, and this mist doesn't seem to be regular mist. It's giving off like a kind of a haze of its own, almost an aura, that this is not just regular like water particles type stuff. Like it doesn't seem like there's anything soul like in it, but it's definitely magical in nature.
And is it something like the aura? Would it be recognizable to me or anything like that? Is there anything that I can discern from it? From, I don't know, making an occult roll or something? I don't know.
If you would like, sure. Intelligence
Well,
and occult.
okay. That's actually a good roll.
And to answer a question put to me in the chat from before, there is in fact no shadow still.
At some point when I'm under a light, I'm just going to look down at my feet and go, Porco Dio. Santo.
Pardon you.
5 successes.
5 successes. This doesn't seem to be anything that you've actually encountered before. Like it's kind of giving off like a glow, I would guess would be the best way of putting it, but it's not an aura. You can't get any like feeling from it. It doesn't seem to be any like apprehension or anything, any kind of emotion coming from it. It's just kind of like a glow of supernaturalness that is kind of like an aura.
And is
What-
it covering the entirety of the pool?
It's covering the pool. It's stretching out. It's basically around your feet.
Okay.
It's about mid calf in height, but it's not so thick that you can't see like your feet or anything like that. It's just seems to be regular quote unquote mist that is here.
Okay, so kind of magical mist, but we don't know what it is. I relay that to the group.
Correct.
But
I
this wasn't
relay
here the first time.
no.
Okay. Should we be standing in it?
I mean, if it hasn't killed you yet, I doubt it will kill you anytime soon.
Jude's just kind of like apprehensive, like waiting to like see this other group. Like she's like the gears are turning with like ideas of what she wants to do when she sees them.
You don't see anything yet, but
I'm going to stroll closer to the fence and activate Oblivion Sight.
okay.
And I'm gonna take a look to see if that little dark something is still visible or detectable at the bottom of the pool, kind of thing.
Let's go with a wits in oblivion.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Wit oblivion.
I'm gonna stir
Wit.
the mist with the cane to see if it actually clings to it or if it's some sort of a thing.
You move it around and it
Follows like mist.
yeah, it doesn't necessarily cling to it. Like it doesn't seem like it's kind of like a slimy, sticky type substance, but it does actually. There's a bit more of a delay in it moving back to where it was before than quote
That's not
unquote
good.
normal mist would seem to do.
Well, that's not a great roll for that number of dice. 4 successes.
4 successes. You blink a few times, and the supernatural underworld, I believe, is referred. It opens up to you. You can see the wraiths that are beside you. The thing that's in the bottom of the pool seems to be a bit more intense.
I'm going to turn to Russell and say, "Do you see that over there?
Yeah, I don't want to be here.
Hang close to me. I will make sure that you are well protected, both of you. But see, we will go no closer to that."
That's thanks.
And then I'll kind of back off from the pool a little bit to
Okay.
give them some space. And then I'll look at Josephine and say, "So this mist, do you see anything interesting in it or of it?"
No.
Grazie.
How many servants do you have?
If
Because I
people
assume you're
keep-
talking out loud.
Well,
to
yeah.
random
I'm just
people.
gonna turn to Mordecai and go, if people keep killing them, I'm going to keep finding uses for them. It's really rude to shuffle them off to the afterlife and not give them a reason. It's a boring place over there if you don't have things to do. At least I have them being productive.
I mean, my commendations. I didn't know you
Ghost
had a collection.
crew.
And as to how many, not enough.
Okay, clearly.
But we're working on that. Yeah.
So it takes
Huh.
a few minutes from that point. But eventually, you see something kind of coalesce near Vincent. And then Vincent seems to be kind of looking into his own eyes, like, oh shit, you're back.
Hey!
Right? And then they move in to do the handshake.
Yeah. The secret handshake.
It's a little hard to do, but this time, whereas you kind of moved fairly easily through them, there's more resistance. It is so cool that you know that.
It's so cool that you know that. Wait,
Right?
have you seen Oran Host Club?
No. What? What is that?
It's an anime, and it's like one of the best ones.
What if it doesn't exist in their reality?
He just broke his brain.
I don't think it does. Do you have, like,
What?
did you bring them? Did you bring like your zip disks of them?
Is it,
I don't think we could. I don't
have a
think we
jump
could
drive.
get that over. I don't think it could be.
Jump drive? What the hell's a jump
Yeah.
drive? No, it's zip disk. It's like okay, there's like the VHS and beta, and then beta
Yeah.
1, and then
Yeah.
we went into zip disks.
wait, beta 1?
Yeah, beta 1. What, beta didn't win in your world?
Zip
No,
disks
we-
were 100 megabytes or 250 megabytes, and they only.
Well, yeah, originally, but then we increased the capacity.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Have you heard of a terabyte?
yeah. That's what zip disks are now. They're like a terabyte.
Okay. More interesting discoveries about the differences between our realities. Hey Jude.
Don't make it right. Sorry.
No, boo.
Sorry.
What the hell was
I
that?
know.
Oh, interesting. No Beatles over there either. Damn.
Huh.
Hey,
And
I saw
then
that movie.
Jude
good.
shows up. She's
too.
like, "What? Beatles? What?" I don't know what the Beatles.
Okay, it's just more cultural things that we that are different, that are just not lining up, and that tracks based on but can I try something real quick with you, Jude?
Are. Sure,
Okay, storyteller,
that's me.
I would please like to share the senses with Jude.
Of course.
All right.
Oh, we.
Okay,
this is
so
where
I
we
have
lose
the
our Jude, and Sarah rolls a character from the Requiem.
oh boy. Okay, so it is
The
a
rest of
rouse
this
check
session
for
is just
me.
character creation, everybody.
No, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, you're what a Ventru, whatever they were.
What does Vincent say? It's fine. Fine.
Circle of the
Everything's fine.
Crone, something like that.
Yeah.
And scenes, spare the soul.
Okay,
share
I
the
passed my
senses.
rouse check, so it's basically I have to roll resolve and aspects at difficulty 3.
Correct.
Uh,
Difficulty can go up depending on distraction, distance, and other factors. Okay.
so that's your discretion.
Yeah. So let's give a roll. I'm not going to
What
reveal
is
it
the
just yet.
distance?
Okay, I am going to rouse my resolve.
Okay.
I failed.
Hey. She looks kind of like you.
It's like exactly like me. I would
maybe
say.
she didn't abandon me.
beast throw shade and scores.
Where's my fan? This is my fan.
That was a 3-pointer, that one.
Center court shot.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that was one of those like Michael Jordan versus Larry Bird, like from like the outside of the stadium trying to score.
So
the heat in
Jude
here.
does like have a beat for a second, and she's like, yeah, maybe not, but you're just some kind of fake version of my voice in my head, and I'm the one that's still out here walking around. So who really came out on top on that one?
Whatever you want to believe. And how'd your roll go?
Okay, so that really I failed my rouse check to do my resolve. So now my resolve is roused.
Correct.
Okay.
Up to
And now I'm rolling my
resolve and
actual
aspects. Yeah.
aspects roll. Okay. Yeah, you threw me for a loop there for a second. I got
That'd be the difficulty distraction.
Damn. Yeah, for real. How am I so bad at rolling? I legitimately don't understand how I'm so bad. I'm spending a willpower. Jeez Louise. Okay, I got 4.
Okay. You
So
blink a few times and you're looking at Jude. And you blink and you are trying to share their senses. And then you blink a few times and it takes you a few seconds, about 30 seconds, to realize that this is you're looking at yourself, but you're sharing the senses of yourself from the other side.
yeah.
Yeah, it's extremely confusing. It takes you a few seconds to realize that where the fence for the
Dudeception.
pool was on your left, now it's on your right.
Okay,
Judeception.
so
Okay, how is Judeception a word, Google Meet? Come on.
wow. Incredible. So good. That's so weird though. Okay, I want to be tapping into all of their senses, by the way. I'm not
Yeah.
picking just one.
Yeah, it's easy enough to do. Like there's
Okay.
it doesn't feel any different. Like it kind of feels like being a kindred, you kind of get the feeling that they may have just gotten a bit hungrier themselves.
Mm.
And they, it feels kind of like being a vampire in your own body, but it's not your body, it's their body.
Am I seeing anything alternative to what I was previously seeing?
You can see the rest of the coterie, but it seems like and you can see spectral versions of your coterie, but it's different. Like you look up at the moon seems like a different hue from what it was when it was on your side of the reality.
Wait.
Okay.
How did they know to come here at this exact time?
I thought we
We told them
literally,
to.
we told
Okay.
them we're like
We
need to
told
event.
them.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
What would get me is what brought them to this pool 2 nights ago when we first met them.
Well,
And then
if I remember, they were told by the same changelings
Their chunk.
that yes, their Chauncey, that they should be investigating. Is that correct, Abigail?
Yes, that is correct.
All right.
Storyteller.
That's me.
We've kind of like covered the seeing and the like the different slight
Yep.
differences. What is alternate Jude feeling? What is her emotional?
Alternate Jude is confused but curious.
Okay. But no, like
Something for power hungry. She's gonna walk away in our Jude's body.
underlying. I guess I'm just looking for like tension, like anything weird
There's
that
a
would
little
tip
bit of
me off.
tension, but mostly you're getting that from the fact that she had just gotten a little bit hungrier. Like there's
Okay.
it when you look around to the coterie and you look at the pool and you look at various like kind of points of light out in the bay, you're getting the exact you're feeling the exact same feeling that you would feel like if you look at Mordecai, you look at Duran, you look at Vincent, you look at Abigail. You're getting the same feeling from that Jude as you would feel as if you were looking at them yourself. Like it doesn't seem to be massively different.
Okay. Last thing, when I'm seeing through alternate Jude's eyes and I'm looking at the cityscape,
Yeah.
does anything look noticeably different?
Yes.
Okay.
Instead
What
of
is
the
that?
younger, uncool cousin of the Space Needle and the CN Tower, you see two younger, uncool cousins of the CN Tower and the Space Needle.
Okay. So it's at this point that Jude wants to detach.
You can't.
Mother. Damn it. Of course I can.
And the other Jude is like,
Of course I can.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, let me out. Let me back. Let me go back.
No. You let me back.
I'm trying. You do it too.
See, I
Okay.
was doing the sharing of the senses with you. I'm guessing that's kind of what you were trying to do with
Yeah,
me.
that's what I did.
Right. Yeah, I can't disengage.
Can Abigail hear any of this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're hearing the one side anyway.
Okay.
You can hear all of it. There's
You can both of it.
whenever
yeah.
somebody from the other side speaks, it is
Oh, I see.
It's a kind of it's a little bit more than it was before. Before it was kind of like a whisper. Now it's more like somebody just lightly talking.
Jude, do you think that if I perhaps, I don't want to say incapacitated you, but and I don't want to put you into torpor, but made you break your concentration for a little bit, do you think that you'd be able to break out of this?
Yeah. Try whatever.
Are you and out of character, are you giving me permission to do PvP?
Go for it.
Okay, cool.
Can I say one thing?
Sorry,
Wait, what's
go
up?
ahead.
Can I hear this too?
Yeah. Everybody can hear it.
Oh, Jude, Ron Perlman.
What about him?
Oh fuck, it didn't work. Never mind. Fuck it.
All right.
Good
so
attempt.
Yeah, fair play to you there.
Vincent was trying to like.
Fair, but the magic word to get me out.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ron
so I
Perlman.
think what I want to do is try.
Ron Perlman is a safe word.
Yeah, right.
Cinnamon.
I want to, I think, try Scorpion's Trust because I feel like this needs a physical thing. Like I don't want to do a mesmerize or cloud memory just in case it gets me sucked in. Like I don't want to do anything Auspex related or dominate related.
Okay.
So it is going to be physical, and it's what is it? It's strength and blood sorcery. Abigail's going to rouse her strength. I passed.
Haha! We got you. We figured it out. Good job, Joe. We got him. Maybe. I don't know.
And while Abigail is trying that, you all hear, I don't even know why we're here right now. I mean, the werewolves are a problem. Do they drag you everywhere too? And you see Mordecai is looking at Mordecai asking that question.
I don't know about drag. It's more of I mean, how bored are you? Has the passage of time been weighing on your soul?
Not really.
Hmm.
I mean, I have the carnival.
The who now?
The carnival.
Oh, do tell.
Well, I have a mansion, and there's a carnival that I have set
Do
up
you?
there. Yes.
What about this carnival? What is that?
Well, occasionally I get bored,
Well, yes.
and then we have a carnival set up in the mansion.
In the mansion.
Yeah.
I hadn't actually thought of that.
Why? What do you have
What
in
are the
yours?
logistics of that? I mean, how?
Well, we build various wings on.
Okay. No, yes.
For some reason, my coterie is deemed fit to refer to it as the Winchester Mansion.
Named after the
Yes.
rifle woman, right? Not the gaudy supernatural.
Hmm.
No, you don't have that.
Sorry, what again?
15 seasons of gauche. Nothing?
No.
Interesting. Couple of brothers hunting down everything, failing,
Oh, you mean ghost
dying,
chasers?
coming back. They call it F. I mean, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that is trifle. No. Not what I would have picked.
It's good to sort of as a coverage for the masquerade, as it were. It disguises in plain sight, as it were. But tell me though, they said that you're what is the word that they used? A diva.
No, Deva.
Deva.
There's a difference. Yes.
My pardon.
Hmm.
What is a deva?
Oh, that is my clan.
Do tell.
Well, there are only 5 clans.
Only 5. Fascinating.
Yeah, I've heard that you have more on your.
A baker's dozen.
Seems
And
trifle excessive, doesn't it?
bloodlines aplenty, and the blood thins and develops new powers of its own. It's a mess.
Sorry, the blood does what?
It thins.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
The further away you are from your progenitor, it dilutes. I know, it's disgusting.
Well, no one knows what or whom the progenitor is.
They went all biblical on this side.
Oh. Oh dear.
I'm assuming Lilith, honestly.
No,
But
there's none of that over here.
But yes, My clan, tit for tat, as it were, is we have relabeled ourselves the Ministry.
Okay.
It's sort of this artful nod to what we do, in a sense of we don't have any. There is no one better at charm and
Hmm. That does sound like a deva.
attracting loyalty and subservience.
That sounds like Ventru.
Not quite, but ours is towards a greater goal.
Hmm.
Passes the time.
I suppose it does.
Now, but we should focus, though, my erstwhile doppelganger, on freeing our respective Judai,
Speaking of
Jude.
Abigail, how did that roll go?
Well, before I did the roll, but before I disclose that, Abigail's going to turn to the other Abigail and say, "Remind me, are you able to do anything magical with your blood? Like, let's say, take your blood and
we are vampires, aren't we? Are we
no,
not? Hmm?
well, no, I mean, but take like your blood and, for example, touch somebody and be able to incapacitate them with, the touch of your blood.
Right. Yes. I believe that's a Circle of the Crown trick.
Not something you are able to do?
Oh, I can do it.
Ah, lovely. I like you already. Could you do me a favor and could you try and do that on your Jude? My Jude and I have already discussed this, and I'm going to try it on her so that she breaks concentration and so that they can get back in the right bodies.
Well, I don't think they're actually outside of their bodies right now.
No, but you know what I mean. The link between them, the senses between them.
Right.
We want to be able to break that link. And I think
So-
if we break their concentration, we can do so. I can do it on my end, but it would be very helpful if you could do it on yours as well.
Should we do it on 3?
Yes, please.
Just one thing.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, and then.
Jesus Christ.
Go. Oh, you and I are going to have a talk at some point. 1, 2, 3, and then go. So why don't we do the, biting of the lip, whatever you choose to do. I'm going to go with my wrist, and then Okay.
She's getting her part ready.
Okay, and then she's going to be near Jude, and she's going to turn to Jude and say, "This will sting a little." Okay, 3, 2.
Oh, whoa. 3.
Oh, right. 1, 2, 3. Boom, and then she
boom,
touches Jude, and that was 3 successes on my part. It wasn't very good, but I'm hoping that the other Abigail can at least do something on that side.
And refresh the memory of the people watching at home. What does that particular power do exactly?
That particular power will basically, if you're able to beat your opponent and the opponent happens to be kindred, will basically incapacitate them, will render them helpless, and theoretically that should break their concentration because you're essentially your vitae is essentially like disrupting them.
Yep.
Jude,
you fall over.
Oh, 3 was enough? Okay.
Do I take superficial health damage, non-halved?
No. You just fall over.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't a contest, so okay.
And
falling over.
It's gonna take you a couple minutes to kind of, well, at least 30 seconds to kind of like have the brain reset now that things are reversed back to where they were before. So the connection is in fact now broken. See that? I think that worked.
I think so too.
Hmm.
Give me a moment. And Abigail turns around to Jude and just lightly touches her on the shoulder and says, Jude, Jude, can you hear me? Are you there?
Yeah. I think. Okay,
Are
me,
you
You
back?
okay?
Moon, two, one, only one of the. Okay, yeah, I think I'm
Oran Host
good.
Club. Thoughts?
My favorite anime of all time.
Oh, she's back. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
lovely.
Wait, how many seasons of that did you get?
Only
Just
one.
one.
Okay,
Why? How many did you guys get?
7.
I thought they got
Oh.
none. Damn.
All right, Mordecai. Firefly. How many seasons?
Oh no.
What?
This is
No.
not a discussion you
The
want to
pop
start.
culture showdown.
Oh.
3? Wasn't
Oh.
that great?
What about Game of Thrones ending? What about Game of Thrones ending? Were people really mad over there about it?
There were some people that were mad, but honestly, I think Jon Snow really should have been on the throne.
Okay, since we're doing this, alt vent, Dean or Sam from Supernatural?
Was no
This-
Supernatural.
Choose your
Ghostface.
answer
Ghost
wisely.
Chasers. It's
Ghost
Ghost Chasers
Chasers.
on their side.
Ghost
So they would have
Chasers.
been
Sorry,
add-on characters in season 3.
yeah, the Dean and Sam that I think you're referring to, they were kind of fake characters, pretend hunters. They weren't all that
Mhm.
great.
Mm-hmm.
They had like a
I'm
reality
tempted
show
now.
or something that they were trying.
All right,
pull off.
let's not get in the weeds here. Abigail, thank you. Abigail, the other Abigail, thank you also, for that. So I don't know about you, Jude. I didn't see too much like different. The things that I did see is that there was 2 CN towers instead of 1. The moon was slightly
Yeah,
a
you only
different
have one of
hue.
those towers.
Yeah. I don't know what the significance of that could be, but that's pretty much all. There's nothing.
Abigail turns around to both Abigail secondary and Jude secondary. Did
Abigail
you have a
Prime,
chance?
yes.
She doesn't say secondary, but she just turns around to them. So did your changelings tell you anything? Did the Fae tell you anything about what was happening here? Did you have a chance to speak with them between then and now?
They mentioned something about some kind of a convergence.
All right.
This is how we got Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Duran, do you or your doppelganger have any thoughts on this convergence? Anything that might involve your area of expertise?
There seems to be a repellent here.
Somewhat. I'm
Or the
going
rates?
to give me a second. I need to rouse because first of all, while I'm doing this, I'm going to check the veil. And that's a failure. I get hungrier.
Duran?
See, Padre, not now. I'm talking to myself. And while I'm talking to myself.
You should probably
Excellent.
see if you can go over to that side. Maybe that Duran was less of a disappointment.
Oh,
No, I can
What
pretty much
is with
guarantee he will not be pleased with you either.
What is with the beast right now?
these are
Sassy.
sassy tonight.
They are on
I want to
some
fail a
other
rouse check just to
shit.
see if I can get some
Yeah.
lip.
Jeez.
Jesus.
No, the Google Meet once again said cheese for when Prince Jude said cheese, and no, we're not talking about cheese.
Cheese.
No,
allowed to.
we don't talk about cheese. No, no, no.
Keeps trying.
No, 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 no.
So that's 6 successes on the where the veil thins, or where
It
the
is
shroud thins.
really thin,
Okay,
like
that's interesting.
extremely thin, like a 1.
Beautiful.
It's-
I'm going to look at Russell on one side and Josephine on the other and say, so do you see this? Do you see the other me and the other?
Yep, kind of
Us?
weird.
See, weird is a good word. Do you notice anything different about them besides the fact that they're kind of like you, but not?
Yeah, there's well, we're over there too. You know that, right?
Okay, I'm going to have to pop Oblivion Sight again.
Which is a free.
I'm glad that one doesn't take a rouse check the way it's going up and down tonight.
It is. Yeah, you can see like it's a lot more kind of like hazy than you would like looking at a wraith with Oblivion Sight on this side, but you can basically see the two wraiths are over on the other side looking at themselves as you're all looking at each other.
Bueno. So, looking at my counterpart, I'm going to say, do you deal with the spirits of the deceased?
See,
Bueno. You brought the couple with you tonight?
I see you have as well.
See. It's always good to get another opinion from a different set of senses.
See. If only there was a way we could interact more.
There might be.
I'm going to move off a slight distance. Wave my doppelganger over with me. I'm going to activate awe.
Okay.
I want to see
Both
the
going to stare
range.
lovingly at each other.
There seems to be no reaction from the other Mordecai.
Oh, what? Okay.
Big willpower damage.
I know.
Oh, you're trying. Yeah.
Does that work here?
No, not entirely. See, I'm kind of desensitized to majesty.
You're desensitized to it. Oh. So if I was to activate the full force of my personality, you would be nonplussed.
Probably resistant.
I'm impressed. Me? We've done well for ourselves.
Yeah, I suppose we have. I mean, we've gotten this ragtag motley together.
Is your Jude as brash as mine? I mean, did yours? I'm actually curious now. I want to know what the temporal effect is. Did yours have the idea first, or mine to have switched their brains with each other?
I think it was mutual.
That's not good. That means that we might not actually be thinking independently the closer we are to each other. I mean, you have a Chauncey, we have a Chauncey. They both told us to come and investigate this pool at this point, at this time.
Well, I don't think our Chauncey gave any time direction.
Which is worse, because then you just randomly decided to go at the exact same time as we did.
Sometimes things are random.
Storyteller. It's
That's
been
me.
a couple of weeks. when we did the last go around to the locations and we started at Trout Lake, I remember checking the shroud there. Was it thin or thick? I don't remember.
The shroud at Trout Lake was thin, but not
Not
massively
this
so.
thin.
Like, yeah,
Okay.
it was, I believe, 6 is the average. So it was probably, I think, around 4.
Yeah, okay. So have you been tasked as well with Trout Lake and Hastings Park?
See,
mm, I'm wondering, Trout Lake is more of a drawing in, is it not? And Hastings Park is a very kind
see,
of
yes, we noticed that.
bland, neutral. Hmm.
Hmm.
Me?
Hmm.
Do you mind if I try? It's been so long since I actually pulled this one out of my back pocket. I'm wondering if this actually, if you are already inured to it, you would not actually affect it. But I'm wondering how far this will actually reach.
How far what will actually reach?
Majesty.
Suppose if you want to use the entire discipline, I guess so.
I will do so.
You're
And
activating
so
Majesty.
Mordecai sort of shakes his fingers as though he's trying to warm up to
rouse
something.
checks.
It is 2 rouse checks, I believe.
2 rouse
It
checks.
is 2 rouse checks.
7 and a 1.
You get to talk to your beast too.
I get to talk to my sass.
Mordecai,
You devastate him.
Who's this now?
you should eat.
Well, I'm trying to do that.
Are you?
You're interrupting. How do you think I'm trying to get across? An entire world over there ready to be taken.
Is it though? Do they really
You
want
wouldn't think
another one
so?
of you?
I mean, I'm sure we can both share
Hmm.
in the spoils of victory of the.
Versus their composure and resolve.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really hard to do because composure and resolve weren't actually a part of the other game
Through that,
that I've been adapting.
I'm activating not the attractive one, but the other one.
Okay.
The I'm an alpha predator, badass motherfucker, and you don't want to mess with me thing.
Okay.
The one that inspires basically fear and subservience. Just pulling out just the whole I will be powerful and something as a god.
All right. Make your roll.
I did. 14. I roused my charisma earlier.
They blink at you a few times.
Meanwhile, everybody else is like, yeah. That's why I moved away.
Anytime you're ready.
Wow. Inflates like a balloon.
Majesty just.
So I will deactivate Majesty.
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Fascinating.
What's that again?
That the mental can work, but only so far.
Okay. Abigail, I believe you were going to be doing something.
Abigail has one more trick up her sleeve, and she's not sure how bad this is going to be. She doesn't need the help of the other Abigail for this, but she just kind of shimmies over to the pool, so to speak, to the actual water part of the pool, and she touches the water. And I would like to do a premonition. I'm assuming I'm rolling.
Oh god.
Oh dear.
This is not
I
a
don't
rouse
like
I-
that
I
laugh
don't-
whatsoever.
I don't
do
care
not
about-
like it.
I don't care about the
You
coterie
need the roll?
secondary. I just want to know what's going on in here. And technically, I should have done this before, but I was kind of worried about premonition at this point. I'm like, you know what? Screw it all.
Premonition is awesome.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Give me a
I mean-
resolve and aspects roll.
Ready to die. Resolve and aspects. I roused my resolve at the beginning. Is this still the same scene as when we walked in?
This is still the same scene, yes.
Okay, because I have my resolve roused. So
Quick question, storyteller.
That's me.
Was I far enough away from everyone that they weren't affected by the majesty?
They weren't really, no.
Okay. Was I far enough away from all of the alt people that they weren't affected? Also correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Storyteller.
Yes.
Did they mention on that side that they had thin bloods?
They did not.
Okay.
They seemed kind of curious when the thinning of the blood was mentioned,
Okay.
because they don't actually have that.
Yeah, alternate Mordecai was like, "Oh, thinning of the blood, that's ridiculous."
5 successes.
So you reach down, kneel down beside the water, you touch it, and as the ripples go out from your hand, and then it seems like they kind of come back, and you stand up, look around, and there's no one there. You're by yourself. There's the mist around you. You look out across the city. You can see the lights across the bay. And give me an intelligence and awareness roll. Just want to see if he can geographically, or if Abigail would kind of put together geographically that this would narrow down where it particularly is.
I burned a willpower to get 4 successes.
You when you look out across the bay, you see a black column of crackling energy shoot out from that particular part of Vancouver. You kind of have, you look at it a few times, like it takes a bit of a force of will to do it, but you're like, that's where that art gallery is. And then you can see another column shoot up to the south, and then one in North Van, and then you yourself, you can't feel anything by it, but there's an engulfing power of just black energy that comes up underneath you from the pool. And then a swirling vortex of kind of a yellow gold color and orange. You can almost kind of look, you step out of the column that is erupted around you. You look down, and it seems to be where Park Vancouver is. And then tendrils reach out from the 4 sections, and they interact, and they twist all in, and they explode around the Park Vancouver one. And you blink a few times and it feels like you're out of the premonition. But you're actually staring through your own eyes at an Abigail that is leaned down, is touching the pool.
Shit.
Abigail turns around or Abigail looks through at that Abigail and looks at Jude and says, "Get me out of there. Get me out of there now, please."
That's the other Abigail talking to Jude Prime.
Oh, fuck.
Can you do that blood stabby thing that she did?
No, I cannot. I can't
You
do
need
that.
to
Punch
do
me
something.
really hard.
I was like,
Punch me really hard.
that was my next.
You need
That was
help.
my next.
Okay.
And
Wait,
the
wait.
prince lines up for the
Vincent.
kick.
Vincent, wait. You got something, Vincent? You got
Kicking
something?
for the opposing team.
If you need
Number
somebody to punch
37.
something, I can.
Potence.
Mordecai.
No,
It's
no.
good.
Let me do
I
it.
am, and he'll kind of like, I am pretty strong, but like, if you want me to like bitch slap someone, I can. I don't
No,
get-
no.
Doesn't require all the bells and whistles.
I gotta we'll just keep it even between Abigail and I. So Jude is going over to the Abigail with their hand in the water.
Okay.
And just wait, what's up, Mordecai?
Why can we talk to her? Or is she out? Is she sort of in?
Okay, cool. That's a good
Dreamscape?
point, though.
If so, why is she in the dreamscape? And how did how did our Abigail subvert her?
I don't know the answer to any of those questions.
I just want to.
I just want to get things back.
Just wants to
I
punch
wanna
somebody.
I just want to put it back together. Okay, I'm putting it back together. It's fine. So Jude goes over to Abigail that with the hand in the water, and I'm just gonna straight up come in with the punch to the gut. Just is that okay with you? You said punch.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
Okay,
Well, anything physical, anything, punch is fine, kick is fine. It doesn't matter.
okay, just a punch in the gut. That's all I'm doing.
And
Strength
Abigail
brawl.
Abigail on that side obviously can't contest. She's in the dreamscape. There's no part of her that it can actually contest.
Strength and brawl.
Activate prowess.
Okay.
Fist of Cain? What?
I mean, I have a new character
Fine.
ready if I need it.
It's fine. I'm
Vincent
not.
would
If I
love
punch
to
Abigail,
use
I
Fist
will
of
feel
Cain.
so bad, dudes. Okay. I'm not that powerful. Okay, I got 2.
2 successes.
Yeah.
So, Abigail, as you're in this other body, you see Jude kind of kneel down and punch, and that other Abigail dissipates into nothingness. And that's when you wake up from your premonition, because the last 5 minutes happened in your premonition.
Okay.
Well,
Cool. Abigail looks across there's a void and looks at the other Abigail and says, "Don't try that. It's bad. Don't try to no. Don't try to
Jude's
touch the
having an
water
aneurysm.
and get a premonition or any of that shit. Just don't. No. Bad.
Are you
Right.
okay?
I'm fine. Thank you. I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yes. Jude packs good punch.
Jude didn't actually punch you.
Abigail knows this, like technically,
Right.
but she's still kind of like,
Right.
Alt Vince.
Oh,
Alt
my
Vince.
brain. Owie.
Alt Vincent.
Yeah.
You ever done the goth walk?
No. What is that?
It's like the most coolest dance ever.
Oh no.
All right. You'll have to show it to me sometime.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're
I
beating
don't
up
think
your
any
coterie
other
members?
experiments are
Oh,
A
it's
good
too late
idea.
for that.
well.
So while this has been going on, Duran, the two Durans are kind of whispering.
Yep.
And this Duran says, okay, I believe for this to work, we should occupy the same space. There is a resistance, but we can pass through each other. At that
Yes.
time, use this little thing and think very hard about what would happen if we were to open a door in the shroud to allow us to meet. And then I'm going to use the
See.
necklace, as will he, to have our own premonition.
You both blink, and
It's gonna go so south.
there's the eyes that go jet black, and you both, it's like you're looking through your own eyes, but there's kind of a delay. You're seeing two images of everything around you. Like you're both kind of inhabiting the same space.
Mhm.
And you kind of you look over at the pool, and a column of black erupts from it,
Oh shit.
and a column of black erupts from where you would think the art gallery is, and then one in North Van, and then
York.
one from where the other pool was, and then the kind of gold spiral with all of them connecting in by Park Vancouver. And then there's the images kind of, they're together, but they're kind of like overlapping, kind of like a time distortion, kind of, it's very unnerving. It actually, like, you actually stumble back. You both are stumbling back at this point, unsteady on your feet. And that's when you all start to feel it. You can feel Vancouver is sort of near a fault line. But this doesn't seem like that. This seems like it's an actual earthquake. And it's gradually, slightly increasing. And that's where we're going to end our episode.
Oh my goodness.
Mm.
Oh my sweet, sweet Lord.
I
Bugger.
didn't get to
What?
punch
Okay.
anything. Damn it.
Ray,
You could have punched Abigail.
what did you do, Ray?
Duran, someone has to be your god.
You say yes.
So thank you everybody for watching our episode and hanging out with us and seeing what could possibly happen, what maybe happen in the future. You'll have to tune in next week to find out. Cliffhanger.
Excuse me?
Cliff's reaction. Yeah, we'll just hang Cliff off a cliff and then have like the people ride to the rescue, and who knows if they'll get there in time.
They better if they know what's good for them. I got the keys in my pocket.
So we're
So
gonna
we're all
do
rolling our Requiem characters, and they're the ones that are going to be running the city now.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool,
We'll just
cool,
hop
cool,
over
cool.
to the Requiem universe for a couple
Sure.
episodes. It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Why not? Yeah. What's the worst that could happen?
So, thank you for any bits or subscriptions you have sent our way. They are always appreciated. The money goes to the people on screen and all the various shows that we've got. So we've got, yeah, we'll do some quick outros and then bounce you over to Rolling D's 20s to see some Philly by Night with Prince running the show. And let's start over here with Cliff.
Thanks for joining us tonight, viewers. It is always a wonderful thing having you along for the chaos and fun and all the other stuff. My name is Cliff. I have been playing Duran Giovanni tonight, who has some thoughts and plans, but you're going to have to tune in next week to find out what those thoughts and plans are and exactly what they're going to cost the coterie. I mean, Duran. You can find me around the interwebs as the Vintage GM here every Saturday for the takeover with this fantastic group that just keep it worthwhile coming back for more. Also over on Would Be Heroes for D&D when that starts up again, once production starts hitting, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Dark Standard Tabletop every 2 weeks where I play a venture in Tucson, which is proving to be as strange a city as Vancouver. And I've got some other stuff coming down the pipe, but if you keep an eye on the Burb and catch me on Twitter, you can see what's happening when. And thank you again, and we will see you sometime soon.
And Sarah.
Hey, my name is Sarah. I played Prince Jude Duncan, who, that was a close one. I got a little scared there. You can find me on Twitter at MC Dives. I'm also a creative partner at Martlet Games. Speaking of Martlet, you can see me as the storyteller for our historical Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition chronicle called London's Bleeding. We're in our second and final season. This week was the Elysium episode, so you'll just, yeah, that was a great one of my favorites of the entire series as a whole. So I'd love to know your thoughts if you want to share them with me. That's on the Martlet Games Twitch channel at 9:30 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. We are getting close to the end now though, so you can catch the back episodes on the YouTube channel there. And then as Steve mentioned earlier, I am the co-author and lead editor for Bloody Awful Business, which is a Storyteller's Vault supplement for V5, which expands on the circulatory system, which was previously just a set of lore sheets from the core book. So there's thin blood alchemy, there's narrative stuff, there are pre-made SPCs, and just a whole fleshed out view of the entire organization as a whole and how it can work in your chronicle. So please check that out on the Storyteller's Vault. Other than that, I got some projects coming up here and there. So just go ahead and follow me and Martlet Games on Twitter. You'll see what we're doing. So happy to be back here. Such a fun game. Thanks, everybody.
I've got two things to say. First off, Mithras is always right. And second, it's Darthtober, so go check out Martlet Games and watch that.
Darthtober, of course. Yes, Sunday, every Sunday in October, we're doing spooky, fun stuff. We did classic cult horror movie icon bracket. We did that this past Sunday, where Carrie was the winner. Which was it was a very interesting argument. Great takes from everyone involved. So yeah, lots of spooky stuff on Sundays in October on Martlet.
And Mike.
Hi, Mike. I played Mordecai, who is excited to have met someone as egotistical as himself, but is worried that with the multiverse colliding, there's not going to be enough room. So there's going to be these, the Ultra Mordecai. And I don't think the world's ready for that. You can catch me and my cosplay adventures at Canadian Captain America on Instagram and TikTok, and CDN Cap America on Twitter. You can catch me eventually once we get the tech stuff sorted out, resuming our Would Be Heroes D&D 5th edition game on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. PST. The redoubtable Cliff is with us as a Warforged who really doesn't have a lot of tolerance for fleshy people. What else am I doing? Superheroes. Something about superheroes. Working on it. Getting people together, arranging possible playtimes, arranging possible system evaluation. Really, we're sort of in the pre-production stage of everything, and we're gonna give you more news as we have it. That's it for me.
And Joe.
Hey everybody, it's me, Joe. I'm going to do it in sign language ASL. So my name is Joe, and it's been a pleasure working with these people. I go by DJ Toreador on Twitter or Nola Fanger, either one. You type it in, you can find me on there. I like to play game, and I'm working my way through the clan lists. Now it's Bruja. Bruja's pretty good. Baron Vincent likes it. Also, he's really upset about the VHS not succeeding in the other dimension, which is really unfortunate. And he did not get to use Fist of Cain, which is very unfortunate. But it is cool. There will come a time. I run my own campaign, Montgomery by Night, that we usually do on Fridays. A couple of my players have been really unwell, so we haven't been able to do it for the past couple of days. But we are rounding the corner with a few more episodes. We're going to be ending season 2. There is a Sabbat presence, and they were able to get some Sabbat targets. We'll find out what they do with them next. There's also a demon in there somewhere, but they haven't figured out how to deal with that. Who was a lawyer, whose name is Darius Underworld. The joke writes themselves. But yeah, I've had so much fun playing with these guys. Also, the Baron is keeping a tally, just for the record, tally of things. And Vincent's fine. He's not worried about any of this shit. He's just like, more anime, more craziness, more punches. See ya.
The entirety of the next couple of episodes are basically just going to be Joe by himself on screen watching animes as Vincent that he didn't get to watch in our reality.
Oh, God. Oh,
Those 2 extra seasons of Firefly.
Yeah.
Wednesday night. Kiss.
And Joanna.
Hello, my name is Joanna, and I was playing Abigail for you today. And you will find me on Twitter at Hyrule Gardener. And you will find me here every Saturday. And that is about it. I am really sorry for calling up Premonition, everybody. I should have known better. Slap on the wrist for me. Over to Steve.
That's this guy. I'm Storyteller Steve. Got a couple things. We are trying to get before the end of October 1,500 subs on our YouTube. If we get that, you have a chance to win. Where to go? One of these in the clan of your choice from Dogbite Games. So check that out. You can, you obviously you should probably get the Gangrel one, but
Toreador. Or Tremere.
So we're trying to get that up and running, and we have throughout October we have family values going on. It probably is about day, I want to say 8 by now. We're highlighting one particular person of the family every day throughout all of October. We've got a list. We checked it a few times. And we are trying to help grow the community, get everybody to follow the people on the list so that, everybody can get helped out, and you can check out some games and some people that you may not have known were part of the family and help them out and, have the entire thing grow. Check out some games that you might like. So we're going to do that. We are day 8, I want to say. I don't even know what day it is today because I'm recording this on the Monday before, and it's day 3.
Oh, no.
Day 8.
Yeah, that sounds right. And check out our merch shop. Our merch shop for some stuff that's like this right here. You can get one of these coffee mugs, which is I think is backwards to you guys. You can get T-shirts, you can get stickers, you can get everything. Again, all the money goes to a bunch of the people on screen, and for 20% of everything that we've got there, at least, goes to the Trevor Project. If you buy any of our Pride merch, it is 50% that goes to the Trevor Project. So we're trying to help out, and we're trying to help make sure that the people on screen are paid. So check all that out, and we will get you over to Philly by night. We will talk to you in a few, actually next week. So yeah, check us out. Hunter should be back next week. We for sure will be back next week, and we will see you then. Until then, enjoy some Philly by night and check out the London's Bleeding and London's Bleeding and Montgomery by night and the other ones mentioned by everybody over here. And check it all out. And we will see you next week. Have a good night, everybody.